channel. I'm Deanna and you're watching Orchid, and this is a little bit of a continuation of the repotting videos that I'm doing. I've just unpotted a whole bunch of oncidiums and now I'm going to unpot these Phalaenopsis. So I apologize if these repotting videos are just a little bit clunky in the editing, but just bear with me. But the phals that are getting repotted are these guys here. These three are all from a recent haul, and this one, well, I don't actually know what it is. I'll have to have a look back at maybe my eBay records. It looks like it's hanging on by a thread, actually. Anyway, I will look it up and I'll put it down in the comments what it is. I have a feeling it is a species that I would have just gotten cheap off eBay, and I'm not going to do that anymore because it's stupid. I had no idea it would be this small, and I'm sick of buying really tiny plants. And Phalaenopsis Santa Claus has a little flower spike which is progressing very well there, actually. Wow, it's grown like over an inch in a couple of days. And this one is Repotted Fragrant Lady, hopefully fragrant. But not spiking. But look at those roots, they look great. Roots sticking out the bottom there, which hopefully I don't break in the process. And again, like nice active roots, nice healthy looking plant. Phalaenopsis Tsu Chang Balm. But yeah, these guys are both near flowering size. This one will clearly be its first flowering. This one has like bloody years to go. Very disappointed in myself, actually. So I'll begin repotting. I'm again going to make one of them like the example one, and let's begin. Okay guys, so we're going to use Repotted Fragrant Lady as our example Phalaenopsis here. And I'm using her basically because she's got these marvelous roots that are dangling from the bottom. They are actually pinched off at the point of coming out, so I'm not sure how difficult they're going to be to get out, but obviously I don't want to lose them. I want to be super careful, and if I can keep these roots, that would be fabulous. Orchids with roots hanging out the bottom of the pot are always difficult to get out the traditional way by just squeezing and pulling out. Anyway, we'll see what we can do. Guys, I don't think I can get this phal out without cutting the pot. Alright, well, might as well do this with you because yeah, they're just severely pinched at the point of where they're exiting. So what can I do? Okay, what I can do is try and make these holes down the bottom bigger, but you can see that there's double holes there, so I'm going to try and put a little hole in between there, just try and extend the gap in between there so these roots can come out. And you'll have to wish me luck because it's going to be quite tedious to do this without breaking any roots. Okay, let's see if I can show you guys. Can you see how I've just made that hole bigger there? And we'll see if we can just carefully help these roots go through these holes now. It's not that easy. Alright, let's make these holes even bigger. Alright, so now can you see I've cut like more holes down the bottom there and ta-da! Alright, it's clearer to see what I've done there now. And yeah, I couldn't get these larger secateurs through, so I just used these. Lucky they're good quality and they're quite sharp. And there is a lot of coconut husk in this media, and mixed with a bit of bark and perlite. It's all pretty broken down, but you can see that the roots look pretty nice and solid there. Okay, so there's a very dense media here, a lot of coconut fibers and husk, and tiny bit of bark and some perlite, but yeah, it seems to have very healthy roots there. So I'm just going to rinse these off. Okay everyone, so just a couple of little dead roots in the middle here. You can see that clearly one of these roots is not like the others, and again, dead root because, well, it looks nothing like the others, but you can give it a little tug and you can see that that velamen comes off straight away, and you're left with the root on the inside. And yeah, there's just a couple of those in the center there, which I'm going to cut away carefully. You'll also find sometimes pieces like this. Sorry, this is really difficult to show, but can you see how it sort of looks like it's dead in the center there, but it's live at the end? This guy's got quite a few nice going roots, so I might just take those off. There's another one there. It's got a nice firm tip there, although the actual tip is not a growing tip. You can see it's a bit burnt, but the base is a little bit rotten, so I'm going to take those little ones off. I'll show you what it looks like. So I'll show you focus. So you can see that the base of that velamen has died off, but it's still alive at the end. This is my choice to do that. Not everyone does that. I just feel like it's probably going to die when I repot it anyway. It's still just a baby plant, but I'm going to have to try and find a pot that will fit these roots in as well. The problem is that they've kind of technically been like aerial roots. They haven't been in any medium, so I reckon it's about 50-50 whether they'll survive, but I'm willing to take that chance because they're just really nice, good, solid roots. If they do make it through the repotting, I think they'll really help the plant. So yeah, I'm going to spray with a little bit of hydrogen peroxide. What I did also notice, which I want to show you guys if you can see it, is can you just make out a little nubbin forming there. It's spin it around. Can you see that? I think there's about a 50-50 shot of that actually being a spike. It's in the right spot for a spike, and it's sort of coming out in a flatter sort of shape, whereas roots come out a little bit rounder. But yeah, it could be a trick. It could be a trick, but it is the right time of year, and I would say this plant is just about flowering size. So yeah, I'm gonna give this little one a good wash because it's got a lot of dirt on the leaves, and we're gonna give it a spray. I'm gonna unpot the others and I'll show you the phals and their root systems once I'm done with that. Here are the phals, guys. The little seedling is looking quite pathetic with pretty much just those little roots there, but yeah, not beyond help. But I must admit I'm really good with saving phals, but mature complex hybrid phals. This is a little baby seedling phal, so we'll just have to see how it goes. This is the phal profile fragrant lady that we unpotted together. Nice root system there. They've all been sprayed with some hydrogen peroxide as well. Phalaria Santa Claus and little flower spike still intact. Yeah, which is a good thing, obviously. And yeah, good little set of roots on that. This one, also not too bad. Definitely will do okay with those roots there. And that one was the Tsucheng balm. So we are going to repot one of these together, and I'll do the rest on my own and we'll see the results. Alright guys, so let's repot this phal. So this is the phal with the crazy long roots. So I'm actually going to use a 12 centimeter pot. Make sure the roots of your phal are wet when you repot, otherwise you'll have no chance of like manipulating it into the pot. They will break. They have very little pliability, kind of like vanda roots when they're dry. I line my pots with some water, and I use a higher percentage of medium bark mix. So I prefer the medium for phals compared to oncidiums, more airy because the roots are bigger. So I use a higher percentage of medium bark. I still use a little bit of small bark, and I still mix in about 50% sphagnum. Otherwise, yeah, I just have no hope in my summer of retaining any moisture with completely large bark mix. So I've already pre-mixed that here. I also have a little bit of leca throughout the mixture. I might mix a few more pieces of leca in through there. But yeah, I do put a good amount of sphagnum in. I'll just break that up a tiny bit. And we'll see how this goes. Alright. This is one difficult root. Let's see. Might be able to just twist it in place there. So the phal's going to be a little bit off center because I can't bend this root much further. But I think that's going to do the trick okay. So then I just fill. God, I love working with this sphagnum. It's just so nice. It just does not compress very much. Stays really fluffy in the pot as well. Just love using it. Yeah, if I have one tip in these videos, guys, the quality of your medium matters. So at the beginning of my orchid journey, you know, didn't even really know what a good orchid mix was, and the first stuff I bought was from the hardware store from Bunnings, and it is like just not appropriate. There's actually hardly any bark in there. It almost looks like soil when you take it out, and the sphagnum you get from Bunnings as well is really of a poor standard. They're definitely not long fluffy strands like this, and you don't notice the effects of that poor quality until, like, you know, months later when you're like, oh, my roots aren't really growing, they're all dying back, and it's because your medium's shit. So yeah, if there's anything I've learnt on my orchid journey, the quality of the medium matters and the quality of your water matters. Maybe I should just do a video on that, hey? The 5 most important things that I've learnt on my orchid journey so far. And there's been a few. We're doing exactly the same as we would for any plant. Just making sure that we're getting in there between all those roots. We don't want any massive air gaps. You can help it by giving it a little tap, giving a little squeeze, tapping the side of the pot. Sometimes I just push like a little leca bead in just to fill the gap. if you've got a clear pot, and you can check the sides of the pot and make sure there's no like massive air gaps. A couple of little gaps are okay. Alright guys, and that's it. I can't see any big air gaps around there at all. Just in case that was a flower spike there, I've left room on that side for it to come out. It looks really secure in there. I can lift it up really easily. Only do that for plants that you know have a decent root system, and don't do it if the pot's like really heavy and wet. It's just a little test that I do to make sure that it's secure in the pot. And yeah, I think it looks great. So I'm going to come back and show you once I've repotted the rest of the phals. Alright guys, well it's a few days later and I've just finished filming the update on the Oncidiums that we repotted and how they're going after a few days. So I'm up here anyway. One of the phals is up here as well, so I'll show you how it is. It's not great. This is a little seedling that I didn't even remember the name of. It's Phalaenopsis, and it's doing not great. So I repotted it and this leaf has fallen off this morning while I was having a look at it. But, oh, there it goes. You can see that that root is greening up. So it's got a root, it's taking up some moisture. It's not looking pretty and it's going to take a long time before it actually does anything very meaningful, but hopefully it's happier in this small bark mix. Alright, and the other three phals are down here in my phal room and they're looking pretty happy. Let's have a look. This is Phal Profile Fragrant Lady, which was our example orchid. She's looking fine and happy, and we're keeping an eye on that little nubbin to see if it's a flower spike. And this is Phal Santa Claus, which did have a spike already. I've just put it in a position to try and get that spike to grow towards the light and outside from under that leaf, and it's sort of curving now, you can see, towards the light, which is good. I'm just hoping it sort of comes out now and starts growing that way. And the final one is just sitting pretty over here. This is Phal Balm. And yeah, it probably had the least extensive root system, but it was fine, and I think it's going to be quite happy here. Probably not going to flower this year, I would say, but who knows. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this Phalaenopsis repotting video. Please give it a like if you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, just comment down below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to see more orchid videos, hope you guys have a great week and happy growing until I see you next time. Bye!